at least in my head, I picture a design approach. So again, this is as opposed to that waterfall model where you draft the complete strategic plan and then execute. So we started the project with this idea of how we engage more people in to access legal services. We had a design summit back in February of this year. I can't believe it's still this year, where we just opened the solution space. We said, what could we possibly create? Anything and everything was on the board, and we slowly started to prioritize those. So within 2.5 days, we had 3 ideas that we selected as worthwhile to actually try out. And then over the course of the spring and the summer, we gradually refined those 3 ideas into actual pilots that we then ran with the help of Connie and all of her staff and Leslie and all of her staff to make them into workable models, into real services, into real products. And now we're at this point where we've kind of test run them, gathered data, and now we're thinking, how do we then scale those out? Whether it's a franchise model or some other way, that we have these 3 prototypes of new services that we've run, that we've piloted, and that have worked fairly well. And ideally, we can then scale those out to beyond Escambia County, to beyond Florida. So I think through all of this, we've been really, again, focused on our audience. I'm just going to keep repeating this principle over and over again. So focusing on what different clients, who they would trust and what context they would trust lawyers and legal services in, what they want, where they feel comfortable, whether they want technology or not, and how to speak to people in the way that actually engages them. So this is what our co-design actually looks like. So this is at Pathways for Change. This is from our first 3-day brainstorming and coming up with ideas sessions. So you'll see coming up with all different kinds of ideas and ranking them, acting ideas out, bringing in different members of the communities to come and rank different lawyers' ideas or different groups' ideas, to edit them, to say, no, 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 this is not the way it should be. I would rather this than that. Having some of our team share out what their priorities are. Having them say what's going well right now, what's going poorly right now, what we want in the future, what we don't want in the future. But having these kind of systematic analyses of where we should be putting our priorities. Some of our feedback sessions from later on, this is from the summer in August when we were getting community feedback at a midpoint in our projects. Some of the design work. Yeah, and some more of the kind of prototyping. So making a paper version of a new app and testing it out and seeing whether it's worthwhile or not. And some of our feedback sessions.